Welcome to Land Academy. This is the Cashflow from Land show, where we show you how to buy unwanted vacant land and sell it for more on the internet. I'm Steve Butala.
I'm Jill DeWit.
We are your hosts. With over 15,000 completed transactions, we are the experts in this niche land flipping business.
We hold a drawing to win a free property every month. Enter to win by reviewing this show on iTunes and downloading our free ebook at landacademy.com. All right, let's get this show started.
Steve Butala here for Land Academy. Welcome to our Cashflow from Land show. In this episode, Jill and I talk about being obsessed with property, and maybe in an unhealthy way, which is I've always had an unhealthy obsession with land and real estate, I guess. Jill, great show today. We recently went looking at property on our actual vacation. And I'm not sure if that's good or bad, but before we get into it, let's take a question from a caller.
Okay, sure. I think it's good, and I'll explain.
I do too.
Okay, Brett from Reno called in and asked, I'm one of the few flippers that I know that attempts to send out direct mail to find houses to buy. Yay.
Yeah.
That's my little thing. Yay, Brett. You figured it out.
I agree, Jill.
Brett's question is, how do you get your mailers done so inexpensively? And that's such a good question, right?
My gosh.
So
I couldn't have written a better question myself. Jill, you go ahead and answer this because
our numbers are on Success Plan. I'm sure that's how we saw it. There's a mailer chart. So he's just found us. So that's
the actual cost of how much it costs us to get an offer right to somebody's doorstep is right on Success Plan. We have a lot of control over it. So yeah. But go ahead, Jill.
No, I was going to say, so his question is, I'm going to ask you, Stephen, what are some of the things that you get it done so inexpensively? Like the paper, the mailer. I mean, is it yellow? Is it a postcard? I mean, I wonder what he's using. So do you want to share a little bit about what we do?
Sure. So after 15 years, we like to think that we've figured this out, how to send out a direct mail to generate a seller's interest. And so here's a few of the bullet points. And then at the end of this, I'm going to cover what not to do. But you want to send a mailer out that's in a regular business envelope, in my opinion, that contains a few the following: an offer to purchase a property, the amount, the time frame in which you think you might close. So I want to you send an offer to a homeowner that says, "Hey, John Smith at 123 Main Street. We love your property and we'd like to buy it for $120,000. And if this price is acceptable to you, we'd be happy to close it next Thursday." That kind of thing. That is what you really want to send a direct offer to somebody like that. That I think it gets it shows some respect, and it works for Jill and I. It has been for a lot of years. What you don't want to do is send a postcard that says some silly thing like, you avoid foreclosure, or call us, or John Smith or current resident. All of those things, people have been doing that for forever. And it doesn't work. Think about what you would do if you got that letter. You would rip it up and throw it away. If it would even make it that far. So, and then how do you make it cheap? The way that you make it, well, we've done all the work for you. You have to get great data, first of all. You don't want to buy a list or anything like that. You want to access a database to sort for the best data that you can possibly get, fresh data, let's say. And the freshest data comes from the county. And the aggregator, we sell a product called Data to Doorstep that manages all that for you, and it's the cheapest way to do it, and you get the best property. And then you want to find a specialized printer. You don't want to go to a printer.
That's the question he has. Now I'm waiting for you to get to that. Give us the details on just the printing part.
So printers, the reason that printers can be expensive is because they try to do everything for everyone. They have these big, huge, expensive 4-color bleed machines. They print maybe catalogs for people or newspaper inserts or all that. So all that overhead and all that labor and all those machines are expensive. You want to find a printer, which we've already done for you, who very seriously specializes in this one thing that we do, and it's very inexpensive. It's cheaper than the price of a stamp. So check us out check our products out on Land Academy or Success Plan, Brett from Reno, and take a look at it.
I'll tell you, I'm going to share a few things. It's not a pretend handwritten. You don't pay for that. They're not yellow. They're not, there's little things that you can do, like it's a windowed envelope. So I'm just kind of sharing some little things for him to cut his costs down, because I think that's a lot of the question. But everything that you said ties into all this too, because everything you said, Stephen, is right. Brett, you want to make sure you're doing the right mailer to begin with, is what Stephen, I think, was saying. Get the right data and get the right mailer out there. And then as part of the process is, get a printer that's not messing around, and you don't need to overspend for silly things, and it works.
There's two major cost components to sending out mailers. One is the data, and one is the mail itself, or getting it to their doorstep, I say. Mm-hmm. Our cost, and we pass that cost through to our members, is 5 cents per record. So you want to choose it's pretty inexpensive. It's the cheapest in the business for the quality of the data. So you want to spend some time to sort for the right people who are going to get these offers. And you could send the wrong offer to people all over the planet, and you're never going to buy a thing. Mm-hmm. But in comparison, just from a cost standpoint, printing is way more expensive. The cost of a stamp and all that stuff, use 50 cents you're comparing 5 cents to 50 cents. You really want to make sure you're getting the right printer, because it's so much more expensive than the data. Well, you want to do them both correctly, and we do, and our members do, but I hope you understand my point. Mm-hmm. Printing can add up, and you want to make sure you're sending the offers to the right people with the right message.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
That might be one of the reasons I'm property obsessed.
Maybe. Maybe.
It's not just property obsessed. It's the whole
No,
thing.
There's a lot of obsessions going on over here. Your desk is nice and clean this morning.
I know. Thanks.
Thank you.
I cleaned it all up for our show.
I know. I saw that.
Are you property obsessed?
I don't know. Do I obsess on anything? For real? It's okay. I'm opening the door.
I don't think so, Jill.
That.
Maybe I'll think of I'll
here it
something
comes.
up in a minute.
All right, but I try not to. However, I love what I do. I don't let it. I try not to walk around. I know this. I don't walk around telling everybody what I do. I'm not like cuckoo obsessed about it. However, if someone asks me what I do, I love what I do. I have a blast. I think it's the greatest thing ever. And it's fun for me to talk about, because people go, "You're at the beach riding a bike on Tuesday. How do you do that?" I said, "Because I love what I do. And by the way, deals are getting done next." It's great. So
if you go back on our website, the name of the first podcast we ever did it's called "All My Friends Think I'm a Drug Dealer."
Oh, yes.
And it's for exactly those reasons. I'm driving around this is a lot of years ago, driving around an expensive car on Tuesday, for
you look like you don't work.
A year on end.
Right.
And I need a haircut. And everybody thinks, all my friends sat me down one time and said, are you a drug dealer, or what's going on?
Exactly. No, but as far as being obsessed, I will have to say, Stephen, every trip that we take, not every, I won't say every, but often you end up looking at property, which is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of a good thing. I like to look at the property. I like to walk around. I like to not walk around, but drive around and go, "Oh yeah, so that's where that is." That's kind of how I am. I'm like, "Oh, that's what that looks like. It is really pretty out here. I've only seen it from Google Earth."
Jill's really good at taking vacations.
I am.
She really can just turn it all off and have fun. And I'm pretty good at it, but not as good as you are.
Thank you.
There's some people who just can't take a vacation at all. They're nuts. They're just work obsessed.
Right.
But I guess we're all a little bit different in some way.
That's true.
You know what? Jill and I just took a ski vacation in Utah, and I love to go see like heavy industrial areas at new places that I go to. I don't know why. Jill called me out on it this last time. She's like, "What is wrong that you need to go see a rail distribution center for heavy?" For electronics.
Mm-hmm. How about the time that you drug me all around Long Beach Harbor?
Yeah, Jill's from Southern California. She's never been to Long Beach, so we go drive down there and look at the cranes.
I had to go over to Long Beach and see all the shipping going on there and all the containers. Like, okay.
Anyway.
So, yeah, that was good. Sorry. If you are obsessed, it's easy to get sidetracked. I guess be careful. It's not a bad thing Steven's thing is not a bad thing at all. Just don't get Steven's thing.
The thing that Steven has, it's not a real bad illness.
It's a disease.
It's an illness.
It's incurable.
But it's not a real bad illness.
There is an antibiotic, and no, just kidding.
Did you ever talk to like two married couple, like an old married couple, and they're both people are talking to you at the same time, and you don't know how to listen to which one to listen to? That's what's going on right now.
Hey. Hey. So, but no, I just was going to say it's easy to get sidetracked. So just be careful. You're on vacation. The next thing you know, you're driving all over looking at property and your family wants to shoot you. Don't let that happen.
Yeah, that's actually unhealthy.
And you might be looking at the wrong property because then all of a sudden you're driving around looking at this property turns into driving for dollars. You want to research that property. That is the wrong approach, everyone. You did find a nice area. Now come home and blast out some letters.
There you go.
Congratulations. That's right. The right way. So good idea. But the only other thing I was going to say, the third point for me is I can't see doing anything else. I really can't. Can you?
I can't see doing anything else with the passion that I have, and I think that you have an equal passion. I can see doing a lot of other stuff just for money without any passion where you have an operator in place. And I have done that stuff and sold those companies very successfully. But no, not with, this is where my passion is. And everybody constantly is asking us, why do you guys do this Land Academy thing? If everything with this real estate thing has been going great and it's going great, and it's just because I'm passionate about it, I guess.
Yeah. It's an extension of what we already do every day. And it's fun.
It's fun to watch people succeed. It's fun to have this show, this podcast.
I agree. You know what? This is a good point because we could sit around all day and look at spreadsheets and goof off. I don't want to do that.
Me too.
So oh, great. We hired another person. Now we can do that many more. Oh, that's fun. Great. I'm looking at the same thing all the time. That's no fun. I like doing this.
I used to own a bunch of laundromats, and I ultimately sold them for pretty good. I did pretty well. This is a lot of years ago, way before the land business. And boy, talk about a passionless company. There's nothing to be passionate about there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's probably a few people in this planet that get real excited about clean clothes and the process to get those clean clothes.
Do you know any?
Well, you know what comes to mind?
I'm really curious on that. That's a weird.
Here. There was this stuck with me. This stuck with me. I don't know why. A lot of years ago, Oprah Winfrey has her sister on the show. And they stand up. Do you ever see
She has
this?
A sister?
Yeah. So
I never knew
maybe
this.
it's her cousin, but I think pretty sure it's her older
sister. It's not
sister.
Gail? I only know Gail. Okay.
So they start the show off like this. Oprah says, everybody's been asking me to have my sister on the show to find out what I'm really like. So let's ask her. XYZ sister, what am I like? And she says, you have an obsession with stain remover.
For real?
Did you ever see this?
No.
And I think Oprah looked legitimately surprised, and she said, "Oh my gosh, you're right. I have an obsession.
Wow.
I have all kinds of stain remover in my car and my house. I can't stand stains." So I don't know why the hell I even thought about this, but anyway, some people have crazy, quirky obsessions about stuff that turn into businesses.
What's mine? I'm still waiting for you to ask me about mine. Tell me what mine is.
You are very, very, very passionate. I don't think it's to the point of obsession. You're very passionate about seeing what people are for who they are in a very healthy, kind of almost hippie type way. And I think it's a sweet, endearing, awesome quality about you. I think it's a Southern California thing.
Can you explain it a little bit more? If anybody could, this is another one that I'm glad this is audio, not video, because I was squinting, waiting for it.
There's a lot of people.
What's it going to be?
I put myself in this category, sort of, that are just rolling through life, just pounding life out.
Oh.
And I think that you're very good at saying, oh, wait a minute, there's some stuff, stop and smell the roses kind of thing. I don't like that expression, but that's really what I think, because it's true. I think you're very passionate about bringing the best out of people when they don't even know that it's in there themselves. I think some people get PhDs in psychology and have no idea what I just said. And, really, I'm serious. It's a compliment. I don't think you're obsessed. I don't know if you're obsessed.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Do I have anything? I know I do.
What are the signs of obsession for anything? We have a few minutes here. Forget about land or
I think
hippie stuff.
When you're obsessed, you're like Howard Hughes, you're that's.
Oh, you're in a room with Kleenex everywhere?
Stuff like that, yeah. And gloves. And you wash your hands 18 times.
I think that, if this is true with addiction or anything, I think if it starts to really interfere with your regular life, with your people that love you and
Bingo.
And, well, if you're going on vacation and you're wrecking people's days because you want to go look at industrial property, you might have a problem.
You did not wreck my day.
No,
We went
I'm
and
not
had a
saying I
beer and it was fun and it was all good.
I'm not saying that I wrecked anybody's day. I would stop myself long before that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if you're rolling along in your regular life and you're obsessed with whatever it is, working until midnight and there are little kids at home and stuff, that's
right.
That's an obsession.
Right. Your kids are ordering pizza every night because you can't do anything else, or whatever. Yeah.
You see on these cop shows, a lot of cop shows, movies and TVs where these guys or women they're working until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, doing the same thing.
Oh yeah.
That's obsessed.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Hey, join us in another episode where Jill and I discuss your all-important interest in real estate and in life. It's awesome when a landscaper just pipes in.
Don't you love that too? At least he waited for this recording. The obsessed recording. He's obsessed right now outside with that, whatever it is he's working on.
Jill and I could have rented a big studio and spent all kinds of money and stuff. You know what we've done that. What we ultimately decided is, because we have these awesome offices right on the lake in Arizona, mm-hmm. to set up a kind of a studio that may not be as silent as a perfect professional studio, but it sure is nice to do the show in here.
I like my view. It's even
Landscapers
better.
are helping us.
Yeah, I love it.
With this show today.
Totally. I love it. Did we cover the obsessed thing?
Yeah, what I didn't mention is that a lot of it's age specific, especially with young men.
That's true.
Young men who don't have a lot of attachment in life. Let's say they're living in somebody's basement, or they're renting a back bedroom somewhere. They don't have a social relationship, or they're not married with no kids. They tend to get really obsessed. I was like this, just nuts. It's obsessed with success, and I don't think that's bad. I think it's good to do all that stuff really early before you get some more permanent things in life, like marriage and kids.
I agree. If you're a young individual and starting out and you're going to get obsessed with your career and get to a certain point at a certain age, or you have financial goals, I don't think there's anything wrong with that too.
Me too.
So, thank you.
What other, do you know anybody who's obsessed in your life? Like unhealthy, like, wow, you got to tone this down 3 notches. I guess not. It doesn't come to mind that fast.
Think of any. I know people that have been obsessed, but then kids happened and it calmed them down.
Yeah, sure.
So that's a good thing, So, you want your home perfect. We all know those people, but then you have kids. Good luck. How's that going? How's that white carpet working out for you now?
Yeah. Hey, let's leave it like this. Stop your obsession before it becomes an obsession, and just have a huge, healthy, serious, committed level of interest in making money through real estate. On that note, let's go buy some property in an unobsessed way.
We hold a drawing to win a free property every month. Enter to win by reviewing this show on iTunes and downloading our free ebook at landacademy.com.
If you want to get involved, or you need more information about our profitable, niche real estate operation, call 480-467-0359. You just might get Jill at the other end of the line.
landacademy.com. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.